is jambalaya.
Okay, and yeah, I like the way you said that.
Now, you know, even though Connie is from Michigan, at heart, she's really a good woman from Louisiana.
Well, you want to read the recipe for us,
Sure,
Laurie?
I will.
Okay.
2 tablespoons of oil, 1/2 cup of celery finely chopped, 1 medium onion chopped, 1/2 cup of green pepper chopped, 2 cups of basmati brown rice or regular rice, 5 cups of water, 2½ tablespoons of the Vegetarian Express Golden Broth seasoning or another golden broth seasoning made by another company, and 2 cups of mixed mushrooms.
Now, I want to tell, I have a confession to make. They say confession is good for the soul.
That's right.
I have no clue what jambalaya is.
You can go into the shower and the little
gauge
goes back up to just putting it on warm, and so nothing ever burns and it just stays warm for you.
Mine stays warm for up to 12 hours.
Wow.
I mean,
yeah, mine does
yeah,
too.
and it's a nice, safe temperature warm, you know, because I know Linda's taken those fancy schmancy classes. When we want to know if anything's food safe, we ask Linda, because she took the class, and I had no idea, sis, when you were telling us that how you can't just let rice set around, how important it is that rice goes bad quickly.
That's right.
And
that's right. And with crock pots, it takes a long time to cook. This is done in usually about 45 minutes.
So wow, but I have to admit, you guys, I have never used a rice cooker the way you're using it right now.
I even use it for pasta dishes and many different things.
Yeah.
There's so many things you can put in it, soups and.
Oh really?
And a rice cooker. You use it kind of like a crock pot.
I use it like a saucepan on the stove that doesn't burn.
Oh wow.
Well,
I'm gonna have to get my rice cooker out.
They usually run about $20 here in the States. You can watch for some specials. And I noticed that there are some that get hotter than others, and so I have had. Connie's laughing. I am a garage sailor. I have to admit it, and I have gone through a lot of rice cookers because they all get bumped off the counter. Does anybody drop anything in the kitchen?
She loses them. We leave them at demo spots. We have had a riot with the rice cookers.
Oh, and I usually
they either break or something.
And I drop them on the floor. I'm getting new tile on my floor because I have little gouges from where things have dropped off counters. I don't know. But anyhow, rice cookers are usually good.
The dumpster.
Yes.
Another rice cooker went down.
But so I've been through a lot of them, and there's some that I really prefer and others that I don't like as well. But they all work reasonably the same, and they're great for all kinds of food.
And she mentioned Royce. Royce is your husband.
My husband.
And he works in the Michigan Conference too, right?
That's true, and he's long-suffering. And he's one of those, just like Connie's husband is an evangelist that works in Michigan Conference. We do a lot of sampling on them, and they are living through it.
Yeah,
because I want you to know that for every recipe, it takes about 100 times before we like
100 tasters.
Well, our husbands are guinea pigs as well too, and they are so patient, and you just know if it's not a winner, you just don't do it again.
God
you
must
change
be
it
in their heart
drastically
because they're patient and they're kind, and they keep on tasting, even though the last taste may not have been that great. So.
Yep, that's
one of the things that we have is a lot of vegetarian supper clubs in our area, and so we often test recipes before we make anything for our products. And so a lot of people are really good to give us pointers. So about 100 people taste our food before we come up with a recipe.
Did you see that, Mom? She got it all out.
There was a few little pieces that I couldn't quite get.
You did really good. Okay, we've added the one regular sized onion chopped, and we've added 1/2 of a bell pepper that's been chopped up. And we just added 1/2 cup of celery.
And I think that the
to our
reason
veggies.
that you do this is you don't want things to taste raw. So many people just throw things all in the pot, but it tastes cooked and much better, doesn't it?
When you saute it a little bit first, it's very nice.
So do you want your celery to be crunchy tender, or do you want it to be really tender, really soft tender?
I like it really soft tender, and the fact that I'm putting it in now with everything, we're sauteing it up a bit, but it's also going to cook with the rice, so it's going to have plenty of time to get nice and soft.
Is this a mixture of different kinds of mushrooms?
This is. I have oyster and shiitake and baby bella. I'm sorry, no, we don't have oyster in there today. We have shiitake, which is one of my favorites, and baby bellas, which is baby portobellas.
Now, is the shiitake a stronger flavored mushroom, or which one do you think is the strongest?
But it's a really nice flavor. Yeah, I think it probably is one of the stronger ones.
And I noticed these are pretty big chunks. So it's not like those
I don't want to say, was there any mushrooms in there? I couldn't find them.
She doesn't
I
want
to see
any
the big pieces.
She doesn't want any unidentified frying objects in there. She wants to know what she has. So she likes to make sure that you can see and taste what she wants.
Okay,
I like things
sense
small.
to me.
She likes things big. We're very different, and it's really been helping our business.
Well, it's probably a balance. It's a good balance that you bring to each other.
If both of us like it, we know it'll be a hit because I don't like what she likes most of the time, and she doesn't like what I like. So
isn't that amazing? And when we like it, we go, really, wow, we better try 100 people.
Because they're both going to like
it.
I forgot to measure.
Now, I want you to know that I have used her jambalaya without any Louisiana roots.
Okay.
And I have used just plain mushrooms that I've found, not shiitake, but just your plain old mushrooms. And it's delicious. And she's going to show you some kind of rice today, and I have used plain brown, but she's going to tell you about hers.
Well, sis, I'm excited today because we're not the only ones that do this. She just whispered to me that she forgot to put the water out here that goes in the pot. And how many times have I done that? Thank you. That was so sweet of you to do that to help me out.
Very good.
That made me feel so bad. Wasn't that nice? So we're just going to talk our way through it right now. Okay, that works.
All right, so after you've let your veggies saute nicely, then you can just add in your 2 cups of brown rice, basmati rice, wild rice blend, whatever you desire. Any of it works nicely.
This looks like a wild rice today, right?
Well, it's got wild rice, it's got red rice, it's got a regular brown rice, and I think it's got a sweet brown rice too. So it's got about 3 or 4 different kinds in it. And it makes it really pretty, and it gives it more variety.
Now, do you, before you dump your water in, do you let your rice cook a little bit like that too, saute it all?
Either way, it's either way. You can do it like if you forget your water, you know.
Yeah,
you can let it saute for a little bit. I've made excellent Spanish rice where you do fry the rice a little bit like that, so it does really give it a nice flavor. So.
But I think that one thing that Connie and I both agree on is that food should look pretty, and so we like all the different textures and the different colors. And her rice today, you know, it makes it look really beautiful, all the different colors.
That's true.
And it's important to color your plate like a rainbow. So you add a beautiful salad with...
say it, didn't she? Have you heard her say that before? Have you?
No, I haven't, but I just came...
Is it not important to have a lot of colors?
It is. I just came from the Health Summit in Florida, and they said, color your plate like a rainbow.
What is it our web person says for the vegetarianexpress.com? He always says, I notice is that when we go to potlucks, if it's healthy, everything is beige. And I like to eat things with other colors in it, so I don't go to the healthy things. Well, you know what? It's really important to make things look as appetizing as they should taste.
Well, all those colors are what's giving us all those vitamins, you know, and things that are so important and vital to our bodies. So when we sit down and we have all these beautiful colors that we are eating, we add a nice salad to this dish or whatever, you know, that we're eating, we know we're getting good nutrition.
Well, Linda, you're getting through to some of our younger viewers too, not just our older, because how many times Linda has said, what?
Color your plate like a rainbow.
Yes, and guess what? When I was in the Bahamas this weekend, this little girl came up to me and she said, I color my plate like a rainbow.
She got it. That's cool.
That's awesome.
I said, oh, great. I don't
So make it poorly seasoned, and we think really good seasoning is important.
So speaking of which, what am I doing with this?
We're going to add 2 tablespoons, nice fluffy ones, or 2.5 tablespoons of our golden broth seasoning, or you can use any of your choice.
Did you know what I realized? There was a golden broth seasoning, I won't say the name of it, that we grew up with that our mom used all the time, and I found out that has MSG in it.
I know, I loved it.
I know, it's just golden broth seasoning, and it is, you better read the labels. It pays to be an educated consumer. You need to be an educated cook and see what you're putting in your body and the body of your, you know, your family.
And there's a lot of colorings in some of those too. I like this golden broth seasoning. It tastes good on any vegetable, and it's a great way to substitute butter or margarine.
Am I stirring this too much?
Okay, you're doing a great job.
But right at this point I'm going,
yes, we need
I'm pouring all that water in there.
Yes.
And when it's all cooked, and it comes, you push the button, you put the lid on it, and you let it finish cooking, and then it's going to come out looking just like that.
And you can go and do your own thing because the rice cooker is going to put it on warm when it's all done.
And it'll be all ready for when you're ready to eat it, when you're ready to serve it.
But to go back to a regular pot method, just like you would normally cook rice, once you've got your vegetables sauteed and you add your rice and water and the seasoning, then put your lid on and cut the heat very low so it'll cook just like you would be cooking regular rice.
Thank you for sharing that.
Then you'll be ready.